Hello, dear friends. My name is Sofia Dorinskaya. I am a doctor and the head of the Center for Medical Information. My favorite topic is about to begin. How can you eat 1 kilogram of meat? Oh my God, there is such an uproar in the swamps. I think, when it comes to any other question, there isn't such an uproar in the comments. Like when it comes to eating 1 kilogram of meat, people write all sorts of things. They say it's impossible to eat 1 kilogram of meat, and that there can be an excess of meat in the body. Oh my God, how is that even possible? And what else? A person's liver will fall off and their kidneys will drag behind. And what won't happen to that poor person if they eat a kilogram of meat? I also had a client like that who was like, "Oh God, no, you can't. It's impossible. I can only eat 1 cutlet, just 1 cutlet." I said, "Okay, please send me your diet. What you ate yesterday for breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, and dinner." What does the person send? Breakfast, porridge, 500 grams bread, 500 grams, I'm not lying, a cutlet. Lunch, porridge, 500 grams bread, 500 grams a cutlet. Dinner, porridge, 500 grams bread, 500 grams a cutlet. My friends, with such a diet, no one will be able to eat the required kilograms of meat. No one. It's impossible to do. If you eat 3 kilograms of bread and porridge in total per day, then I honestly don't know how you can even breathe in that situation, because your intestines will be bloated. You won't want to look at food at all. You'll be in poor physical and mental condition, and you'll be constantly irritable. Why? Because your stomach is full, your intestines are full, and you're hungry. Once again, dear complainers, who tell me that it's impossible to eat a kilogram of meat. Just for the experiment, 1, 2, or 3 days. Stop eating potatoes, noodles, bread. Take your piece of meat and maybe 1 tangerine, and eat your piece of meat with the tangerine. And see how long it takes. You'll realize how much you just want to eat. It won't be in 2 hours, trust me. It'll be much sooner. But just discipline yourself. Go to the fridge, take another piece of meat, and eat that meat with a lettuce leaf. I don't know, like meat. See how long before you want to eat again. And then, just at the end of the day, see how much meat you ate. You'll eat a lot of it. I suspect that some people will eat much more than a kilogram. Because meat is a very light food. Meat is a very nutritious food, and only meat allows us to have the right amount of protein. So that our hormones work, so that the vitamins we take work. Because vitamins are catalysts of processes. Catalysts, meaning accelerators. These are substances without which the process is impossible. But the process itself is the transformation of protein, not the transformation of porridge or carbohydrates. Not the transformation of bread, but the transformation of meat. The breakdown of meat into amino acids, and the assembly from these amino acids, from external meat, of our own proteins. That's what it is. It's very simple. You won't get the right amount of amino acids from porridge. That's the first thing. Second, porridge and bread are such heavy foods for the body. They're so difficult for the body to break down into their components. That's why the porridge sits in your stomach and intestines for 2 to 3 hours, causing bloating. Because what else are vitamin deficiencies called? Enzyme deficiencies. That means a person doesn't have enzymes. And you can take a vitamin, sure, but it just won't work. It needs meat for protein. So really, stop this, honestly, this whining about meat. I understand when people say they don't have money, but I want to say again, this is not a question for me. This is not a question for me. I'm telling you how things work in nature. Well, let's go outside and, well, I don't know, complain to a tree that we don't have something, that we can't provide ourselves with food. Well, to some passing cat, let's say, it's all nature. But I'm not responsible for that. You need to ask your governments those questions. Why is it that people can't get enough meat to eat? That's not a question for me. But the essence of the question doesn't change. You need to eat this much. You need to eat this much meat. And you need to take vitamins, you see? That's all. That's why telling about how you can't eat it. Well, just stop eating 1.5 kilos of porridge a day and 1.5 kilos of bread a day, and you'll be able to. You know? Just like that, you'll be able to. That's actually not so little. It'll immediately feel so hungry, I'll be honest with you. It'll feel like that right away. If only there was something else to eat. But you need to discipline yourself, because if you keep piling on the carbs, that's when you'll feel heavy. That's when you'll get a bloated stomach. No. Fruits, little fruits, a piece. Mandarins, little oranges, I don't know what else. Maybe some feijoa if anyone eats that. That's it, and so on. Meat, fruit, meat, fruit, meat, fruit. Maybe some baked vegetables with something. I don't know, just a little, very little. So, make sure the meat doesn't overpower, make sure you eat the right amount of meat, and everything will be just fine, really fine. If you need our help to address deficiencies, please visit the dorinskaya.com website. You open the button for the adult or children's deficiency test. Depending on what you need, fill out the application, receive it, come in, and we work with you and help you. The body doesn't have to be a burden. When the body is in pain, that's not normal. It's an abnormal state of the body. A painful condition is an abnormal state of the body, and the body can be brought back to a proper state, according to, if I may say so, the original design of this biological machine. So what are we actually doing? All the best. Goodbye.